Guys, you know what?
Thank you.
Yeah. One of the most impressive things about Dan is he and his wife, they have a foundation now that does a lot of work for autism and kids with disabilities. They raise a lot of money for that, and it's awesome. Dan's a consultant with the Dolphins now. He's doing a lot of great work with the NFL, and so we're just glad to have him.
Well, thank you, and first of all, you guys having fun tonight? The clubs, I'm hitting a lot of hook shots for some reason. I don't know what's going on. But I want to thank TD Bank because I've done a lot of work with them over the years. They're first class. They're someone that I've really relied on over the years to help with. They've helped with our foundation. They've done a lot of things for me personally, and I've done some work with them. So I want to thank them for having me here today and tonight. And having some fun. But other than that, I think everybody should just have a good time. I think you had some questions, or if anybody has any questions besides who's going to win the game.
Here we go. So question number one, the Super Bowl was next weekend. Who's going to win the game?
See, that's the first question. Who's going to win the game?
Nah, we'll skip that.
So, no, I'll be glad to do it. I'll be glad to do it. So I'm going to go on, Kansas City. That's my pick. Kansas City. And let me tell you the reason. The reason I think it is because the young kid is what he's done the last 2 years has been incredible. Mahomes is a quarterback, and I think in the long run because they score so many points, they can score quick. San Francisco's defensive line can change the game, though. I will say that because they can rush 4, put pressure on Mahomes, and actually have the secondary just sit back, play zone, and so hopefully it's a game that's close, goes to the end. Being in Miami, the Super Bowl's in Miami, I want to see a good game for our city. So that's hopefully it's a close game. But I think Kansas City will win. I think it's a high scoring game. Yeah.
40-47.
Is that what you want?
We're looking for the over-under right here, man.
What's that?
They want to over-under.
Yes, and they go right to the casino and go back.
All
I think
right.
it's be over 45, right? 45 is it? Yeah, I think it'll be over 45.
It's 54 and a half.
54? I thought it was 45.
54 and a half.
Where am I getting my information? Where am I getting my information?
Not that I was betting earlier today, but 54 and a half.
54. That's close.
So Dan, while you were growing up in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh area, who was your idol in the NFL? Who did you look at and say, I want to be like that?
Okay, so good question. I grew up in Pittsburgh, loved football, obviously, growing up. The Pittsburgh Steelers, while I was growing up, won 4 Super Bowls. While the time I was, a young kid through high school into college. And so it was Joe Green, Mel Blount, Terry Bradshaw, all those guys. And it just gave you a great foundation, I guess you would say, for a young kid watching the Pittsburgh Steelers and how they played football, for me to emulate as a young player and to get to where I was with the Dolphins. So the one player I'd say was Bradshaw. And the other thing, we have New Yorkers here. I freaking love Joe Namath. Joe Namath is the man. Joe Willie, I love Joe Willie because he's the cat with the white shoes and the long hair and the fur jacket. Johnny Unitas, who I love too, from Pittsburgh. He had the haircut, the black shoes, So I love Joe Namath.
Interesting, you said a lot of defensive players that you idolized growing up.
Yeah.
Did you play defense before becoming strictly a quarterback?
I played defense when I was very, very young.
Okay.
Very young. So after
You were
that,
never little, just young.
Yes, young. No, just always quarterback since I was, like in 5th grade.
So if you were playing the game today, how many yards passing would you have with the New Woods?
So since I'm not playing, I can talk some shit, right? So I'd at least throw for 60 touchdowns a year, 6,000 yards, because it's easy. It's a lot easier to throw the football, play the position now, than it has been for years because of the rules. The rules are different. And the quarterbacks now will tell you that. There's guys that played in both eras where the rules were one way and another, and they will tell you that that's a fact. So I'm allowed to, I guess, talk a little shit.
So who believes he can throw 60? I think you might be undercutting at 60. It might be 65, 70. So let me ask a question, Dan. So,
Dude, I can't do it. Legs don't work anymore.
So of all the young quarterbacks that are out there today, who do you love watching when you watch them play the game?
So the young quarterbacks, I mean, obviously, the both guys in the Super Bowl, you know, Garoppolo, I mean, their style of play is different. They want to run the ball, but he is capable of throwing it 30 or 40 times and winning. He's capable of that. They just haven't had to do that. And then Mahomes, for sure, is just a great young player. I mean, I liked him coming out of college. What he was doing, you know, his arm strength and how he throws the ball, his arm angles, all those different things, and he can actually run around and move around. Who else? Who else we got? Who else is young? Carson Wentz. Eli's his time's up, but I love Eli. Yes, I love Eli. He's awesome. Lamar Jackson's
Let's get him to Mariano.
Okay, so if we're gonna do question and answers, let's do one at a time. So
let's do this, guys. How about we do this? We'll do one more question, and then we'll let Dan get back to mingling, and he can ask all the questions you want. Last question, Dan.
Make it a tough one.
What is your most memorable moment from your playing career?
Oh well, that's I guess the AFC Championship game playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Miami. There's a couple, but I was young, playing against the Steelers. Jack Lambert, who I grew up watching, you know, played against him. He was playing on that team. Donnie Shell, who just got in the Hall of Fame, playing against him. And the Pittsburgh Steelers beating them to go to the Super Bowl. Now maybe my worst memory was the next two weeks later when we lost the Super Bowl to the 49ers. But that was special for me because I grew up and I was fans of those guys, and I loved the Steelers, and it was my hometown, and I beat those guys to go to the Super Bowl. And then beating the Bears was in too. Chicago Bears in '85 with yeah, that was a big one.
Well, guys, we're going to get back to the fun. Dan's going to be hanging around. Grab some time, grab a picture. And Dan, just thanks a lot for being here today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, Team Bank. Thank you, guys.
Got some competitions going on, some raffles.
What's that?
We should be letting them know what the competition and raffles.